The release of The Acolyte is imminent. The 2-episode premiere is coming our way, and right now, hype and the speculation for the show has never been higher. The Acolyte is a series of firsts, our first adventure into the High Republic in live action, and our first Sith-led Star Wars story. And thanks to screeners being released, well-known leakers online, and the odd mistake by Lucasfilm themselves, we have a pretty good idea on what to expect from the 2-episode premiere. This is your spoiler warning. If you want to go into the premiere without knowing what's going to happen, now is your time to escape. Before we jump in, remember to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it, and of course subscribe to the channel if you want to catch more. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into The Acolyte episodes 1 and 2.
The Jedi live in a dream.
Stand down! I didn't do it!
But an Acolyte kills the dream.
Now, The Acolyte is set in a time never before explored in Star Wars live action, taking place around 100 years before The Phantom Menace. Towards the end of the High Republic era, the Jedi are said to be at the height of their power, but that the power is waning. The Sith are very much the underdogs at this time. The dark side is largely lurking in the shadows, in an attempt to remain undetected, biding their time for their eventual return to power in the prequels. Now, this show is said to explore how they managed to pull that off. The show's down as being one of the most expensive Disney Plus projects to date, costing around $180 million for 8 episodes. In Star Wars terms, it's second only behind Andor at $250 million, which had more episodes and longer runtimes. Now, episode 1 is coming in at 41 minutes long, and episode 2 is coming in at 36 minutes approximately. Now, it hasn't been confirmed if that is with or without credits. Before we jump into the episodes, there are some need-to-knows here. One of the biggest twists thus far of the show is the fact that lead actress Amanda Stenberg is actually portraying 2 characters in the series, May and Osha, twin sisters. Now, Osha was supposed to be a secret, but they accidentally leaked that themselves, with her name appearing in the subtitles on a TV spot, which has now been removed. Now, thanks to the official production brief, we know that May's last name is Anasea, which is important as the witch mother in the trailers is also called Mother Anasea. So both of the twins effectively come from a coven of witches. Now, there is potentially a much bigger reveal around the twins to come in a later episode, but we'll talk about that once I know a little bit more about it. Okay, so what can we expect from the first 2 episodes themselves? Well, thanks to metadata and production photos, interviews with cast and creatives, and bits put out there from people who have received screeners for the first 2, it seems the show will start with an opening crawl, although no details on what kind just yet. It's also said the show will have a new title card, which is slightly different from the one in the trailers, whilst the episode will feature that classic Star Wars end credits with stars in the background and blue text. So in episode 1, May stands looking over an island, and in the trailer you can see the same architecture as May enters the city. The first fight scene of the show is between May and Master Endura, Carrie-Anne Moss's character. So it's reasonable to surmise here that the island we see May looking over is where Master Endura is, with May going there to track her down. Now, according to the production brief, this planet's called Udea. Now, I'm not too sure on how to pronounce that, if I'm honest with you. Now, we see May attack Endara, and we've seen parts of this play out in the trailer already, whilst this was also what we saw at the Phantom Menace re-release as the extended look. Now, if you haven't already gathered from the trailer, May does succeed in killing Master Endura. She is May's first Jedi victim, on screen at least, which kickstarts the whole murder mystery story. Now, the reason they kill off a well-known character early in a movie or a show is because it heightens the threat level the antagonist has for the rest of the season, so it's showing us, the audience, just how much of a danger May is from the outset. Now, another scene from the official trailer that comes in this episode is Master Soul training a group of younglings at the Jedi Temple. Now, the temple thus far only appears in episode 1, however, only the first 4 episodes have been shown to people as of yet, with most people actually only being sent to screeners for the first 2. Vanessa Rao comes in after the lesson ends, recalling to him how she remembers him being that small once. From the way the trailer's cut and the order in which the scene appears, it sounds to me that Endura's killed while Soul is taking this lesson, with the news coming in shortly afterwards to the Jedi about what's happened. From there, Soul recruits a team to capture the person who they believe is the prime suspect. Now, we see Master Soul interrogating someone, which is also something we see in the official trailer. They eventually end up capturing who they believe committed the murder. However, this turns out to be Osha, May's twin sister, and as they're en route back to the Jedi Temple, the transport ship falls victim to a mutiny from the other prisoners on board. Osha uses this opportunity to escape, as you would, so now the Jedi have to track her down again. Now in the footage released, we see Sol, Yord and Jeki chasing Osha on a snowy planet, where she pleads with the Jedi to believe her when she says she didn't do it. Now Osha falls backwards in this scene off the cliff, but Master Sol uses the Force to raise her up. Now it's said the Jedi find Osha again pretty quickly, and she tells them who she believes committed the attack on Indara, her twin sister May, who was believed to be dead. Now apparently the whole twin reveal comes out within the first 15-20 minutes of the first episode. Now I'm not sure how May comes to this conclusion so quickly that it's her sister, unless she was made aware of her survival prior to the start of the show, but perhaps we'll find out once it releases. Now episode 1 is said to end with the assassin, which likely means May, speaking with the masked figure, which is likely the Sith Lord from the trailer, at the start of the episode and igniting their lightsaber. Now from this we know that the episode ends with May and the Sith. However, it does make me wonder whether we're actually getting an appearance between May and the Sith that takes place earlier in the episode, with her likely arriving on the island where he is. Now episode 2 begins with an attack on another Jedi. We're not sure who this is at the moment, but if I were to guess, I'd say it's likely the one wearing white that we see in the trailer as well. We go on to learn more about Osha, who the Jedi still have in custody, and the alleged attacker, her twin May. They figure out all of the Jedi that might be on May's list, and from there it's a race to protect them. Now interestingly, we meet a character called Quamir in his corner store, which is full of potions, trinkets and tools. Now he's a former smuggler turned trader who's played by Manny Jacinto, and I actually did a video covering my theory on Quamir actually being the Sith Lord behind the mask, which looks as though it could be true later in the show, but we'll have to wait and see for that. I'll link the video at the end if you're interested. Now, Quamir is said to be helping May take down the Jedi. When we first meet Quamir in the show, he's already had a relationship with May, which again makes sense if he's the one under the mask in episode 1 as well. Now we also see a shot from the trailer with May walking through the city carrying a satchel during the day fully masked. Now the idea is for Osha, being May's twin, is to go undercover pretending to be May to gain information from Quamir, so it seems the Jedi are on him pretty quickly. And there's apparently a really funny scene that takes place in Quamir's shop at some point in this episode with Quamir, Yord and Jeki, probably where they're trying to track down May. Now, we're going to be getting more fight scenes in this episode. Someone dies, and it looks like the Wookiee Jedi Kelnaka is the next on May's hit list. Apparently there are a few hints of romance in this episode between Osha and Jeki as well. Now it looks like we'll be seeing the Neomodians within the first 2 episodes as well, and although there is said to be some familiar faces in the first 4 episodes, which literally could be anyone from Carrie-Anne Moss's character in episode 1, or some known characters in the background, there doesn't look to be any surprising cameos in the first 2 episodes. Now bear in mind, although these leaks look to be pretty accurate, and some of which I've been able to verify myself, such as the Indara death situation, when it comes to screeners, the way someone else might interpret something in the show could be completely different to how you or me might interpret it. And of course it's always worth noting that with leaks, they could be pretty bitty. They don't tend to give the full context of what's going on, but hopefully this has given you a rough outline on what to expect. Some of it may appear in a slightly different order, but I feel the core of it's pretty much there. Overall, people that have seen the show, people that I trust to give good information, have said it's pretty good. There's certainly work to be done in the coming episodes to make it a great show, but it gets off to a very solid start. Now with that out of the way, I want to know your initial reaction to these leaks. Are you looking forward to the 2-episode premiere? As always, drop your thoughts, theories and wildest speculations down in the comments below. Give the video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to catch more. We've got a ton of videos on the way covering the Acolyte, so stay locked to the channel to make sure you don't miss them. This is where the fun begins. I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you.